guys, welcome to Weathershins. Let me show you around. Over here we got some rocks. And over here we have even more rocks. Inside here is where I keep all of the expensive rocks. And then all along here we have plenty of cups. This is one of my favorite sets. Over here I have a lifetime supply of incense. And pretty much every candle known to man. And there's more incense over here. And an entire library of witchy goodness. So many tarot cards. And not to forget oracles. Bags because, yes, every oil you could ever want. So many stone chips. Bracelets out the wazoo. So many teas. Deity statues for just about everybody. Lots of self-care items. We also have plush toys. We have so many things and I would love to see you. Bye!
This is your sign to start practicing your craft. You are drawn to the path for a reason. There are more of us than you think.
Witchy tip I wish I would have known as a beginner witch. Let's talk about wearing protection. So you can wear a protection spell jar, an amulet, or a talisman. But did you know that you can also wear black as a form of protection? You can even charm your shoes by drawing a protection sigil on the bottom of them, sprinkling protective herbs in them, or if you have laces, tying them in a pinnacle knot.
Talk about the difference between New Age, paganism, and witchcraft. There is a lot of overlap between all of these concepts. Paganism is an umbrella term loosely defining earth-based religions, and Wicca is one of these. Pagan thought centers around the natural world, so caring for the earth, connecting with the earth, and grounding. Not all pagans practice witchcraft, and witchcraft is a practice, not a religion, so anybody can practice witchcraft. Now you might recognize the name New Age from the New Age movement, which was really popular in the 70s and early 80s. New Age thought tends to center around energy healing, crystal healing, the light worker community, raising your vibrations, and transcending your consciousness. And obviously, like I said, there is a lot of overlap between all of these things, so it's okay if these overlap in your own practice. So if you're a pagan witch but you use crystals, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, there are no rules, but when we look at our beliefs, it's important to acknowledge where they came from.
Don't you dare disobey me, Coraline! Ah! Ew!
This is a great question because it opens up room for a lot of conversation and dialogue, especially coming from absolute beginners. So, great, you're interested in paganism, you feel connected to it, you feel called to practice it. First question is, what exactly are you connected to? What exactly is that feeling of being called? Is it being called into the woods to do nature stuff, or a type of magic like candles, or maybe you're called to some sort of god, maybe? You don't have to be called to a god, but it's cool if you are. So after that question, my next question is, do you have a particular type, background, culture, history in mind? And I ask that because for me, I have always only ever been interested in Celtic paganism and magic and that of the Norse. That's my heritage, that's where my interests lie, that's always been my thing. Now, to say you're called to paganism, what type of paganism? Now, the first book, since you're looking for recommendations, the first book I would recommend, and anybody else in the comment can add to this if they know other books too, is called Paganism, An Introduction to Earth-Centered Religions by Joyce and River Higginbotham. I did a video mentioning it a while back. If I can find it and tag you in it, but it's there in my videos. So yeah, what exactly are you called to? Is there something specific, like a type of magic? Like I said, you want to go to the woods, you want to go to the ocean. And then, like, is there a culture? Like, are you Slavic? And maybe you're being called to Slavic practices. I don't know. So paganism, the word paganism is an umbrella term. It's a catch-all for lots of different things. So find out amongst all the different things what your thing is. And we can go from there. And this is to everybody who's like, I want to be pagan. I'm kind of into paganism. We got to narrow it down a bit. We do. We have to narrow it down a bit. There's a lot to paganism. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you for the comment.
Let's make a witch's jar. So this is an offensive form of magic, and it can be aggressive. So you're going to cleanse your jar, add salt to carry your enemy away, dirt to bury your enemy, and then a liquid to drown them. You can use wine, you can use your own bodily fluids, whatever you feel comfortable with, and then some sharp objects, broken glass, tacks, screws, nails. I'm also using dried roses with thorns. So I'm not putting in the rose part, just the actual stem with the thorns. And then some protection and banishment herbs, crushed red pepper flakes, dill, peppercorn, and rosemary. So this is all protection herbs to keep them away. And then some more tacks for good measure. Seal it with a red or black candle and then hide it. You can hide it under your stairs. You can hide it in a closet on the furthest corner of your property.
In the crystalline knowledge of you, drove me through the mountain, through the crystal like a clear water fountain, and drove me like a magnet to the sea.
Can't stop the spirits when they need you.
Hello witches, what are you up to today? So today I am using what my good friend sent me. It is rosemary and bay leaves from her garden to cleanse the house. I've got great house cleansing incense going on. I've completely cleaned the apothecary area, which is a bit of a mess, but it's tidier, and yeah, I still need to go through it a bit. I've cleaned my working unit. I also made door cleansing and lockdown water. So you obviously could use moon water, but I didn't have any, or the stuff I do have is really old, so I wouldn't want to use it for that. Rosemary oil and peppermint oil. Mix it up, give it a good shake, set your intentions, clean the doors. Not only does it get rid of the nasty bugs, but it cleans it and resets it. So we've done that today. Really, I should have been doing coursework, but I really can't be bothered. I'm having one of those days. So I thought I'd be proactive and get in here and sort out what I should have been doing last week. But anyway, how's your days going? See you soon. Blessed be.
Hello, my witchy friends. Okay, so today I want to go over how I do my research. So this is especially for you new witches. Number one, I do believe in closed practices. If there's a certain practice that is closed, it's because you have to be invited in. You need to be in that community. You can't be distant and away from that community. So it makes a lot of sense in that sense. Number two, there are people that are gatekeeping and also kind of almost downing how other people do practices. And we have to remember we are not perfect, and our practice is constantly evolving. So even when you talk about reclaiming and Wicca, those are practices that tried to seek information that was lost. So they did their research and they wrote books, and then they provided us with that information. And guess what? We can take that information, we can take bits of it and say, yes, I agree with this, I don't agree with this, and we can write our own stuff. We could do amazing things. We don't need to be stuck in the past, because our past was pretty much erased from us anyway. So what we're doing is stitching this fabric and recreating our paganism. Another thing I want to remind everyone is that this is really more about philosophy. What we are doing here is a big philosophical experiment. So, when you talk about religion, it should not ever be stagnant. Spirituality should not be stagnant. We're coming up with phrases and words to describe what we are going through, but we can go through different things throughout our life, and we need to philosophize about this amongst each other rather than judging and saying this is this way forever. We should not be gatekeepers, because a lot of what we're doing is trying to eliminate gatekeepers in our social structures. So number one, get yourself a journal that you could write every day, like your dreams, your ideas, your philosophies, anything that is going on every single day. And you can go back to this and evolve from it like forever. And then you have another notebook that will have the descriptions of everything that you're learning, your research. So I have like deities, I have all the crystals that I have, and different things that I did from a day. And then when I'm done with that, I can actually do my spell work in my book of shadows, so that it's not messy and there's, it's like I know what I'm doing, right?
Hey, TikTok, specifically pagan talk and witch talk. Fellow pagan here, 13 years, yeah, and 12 and a half, 13, and I'm on my way up to my family's cabin in like Cedar, Michigan. Got nauseous because I was trying to eat like while I was moving, but also like I had a huge headache, so I thought eating would help, but it just made me more nauseous. It was horrible. I saw a sign for a scenic turnout, and so came over here, and it's heckin' beautiful. And I'm a follower of Persephone and Hades and Bridget in Celtic mythology, Rhiannon, Morgan, and I can just, regardless of the fact that there are cars around and like there's a freeway right there, like just looking out at that lake and all of these trees and feeling the wind against me, I honestly just feel so connected to everything, to Gaia, to the earth in general, to the element of air just circling around me. Recommend scenic turnouts for any pagans. Yeah, right? Recommend scenic turnouts to any pagan. Yeah, some random dude was here. So, yeah. Love you, pagans. Blessed be.
No, because deities are not concerned with race. Let me tell you why this comment is ignorant. This spirit right here, this is Urzuli Dantor. She is the matron Loa of Haiti. Why is she the matron? Because she is the Loa. She is the spirit that gave the African slaves in Haiti the power to escape to freedom, fight back against the French, and kick them off the island. Bois Caiman is literally the holiday where she came down, possessed one of the female slaves, and initiated the Haitian Revolution through her blessing. Urzuli Dantor is the head of a pantheon of voodoo spirits known as the Petro Loa. They are the spirits of the African ancestors who are sick and tired of being sick and tired of oppression, racism, and slavery. Every time a black person fought back against racism and oppression and escaped from slavery, these were the spirits who protected them. And every time we step out for a Black Lives Matter protest, they still walk with us. Calma zone atagaz salopri!
Way down by morning in my birthday suit, lift up the evening just for a while, backwards, upside down, and inside out. So hold on, or it'll fall down. Oh, heave the oceans through, won't you?
I'm going to teach you how to actually start practicing witchcraft right now. All you need is something to take notes with. Okay, now make a list of things found in nature that make you just go, ooh, or that you just feel connected to or drawn to in some way. Here's the one that I did for myself this morning. Try to engage all 5 of your senses when you're making this list as well. And feel free to pause this and use mine as inspiration if you'd like. Now go ahead and circle a handful that just really stand out to you. Now take those things that stood out to you and write down the first feelings that come to mind when you think about them. Okay, congratulations. Not only have you figured out what your favorite tools are, but you have figured out what their associations are for you and how you personally should use them. Okay, come back for part 2 and I'll teach you what you can do with this information.
Winter blowing in deep, sunlight shining on the creek. These are the signs of divinity you seek, be it Roman, Celtic, Norse, or Greek. The roots run deep. I've been waiting all day under the tree for an apple to fall, for it to pick me. But there's no greater truth that mortal understands. To pluck the flower of creation and hold it in your hand.
Let's call this when you find out that your daughter is a more powerful witch than you. My daughter is almost 17 years old and she's been practicing since she was real young, like 8 or 9. I always knew she had abilities, strong abilities from a very, very young age. I've always let my kids follow their own path and really never pushed the issue, so I really had no idea where she was at in her spiritual journey. A few months ago, she offered to help with a pretty powerful spell I was doing. We both lit candles for our ancestors like we normally do, and her candle was going crazy, guys. There was no wind or draft anywhere. A little bit after starting the spell, the candle completely went out, and when that happens, I take it as that I need to do the spell all over. There was literally no flame. I'm looking around trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and I look up and my daughter just held her hand above the candle and the flame shoot straight up, like at least 6 inches.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Some of y'all's birthstone is crystal meth and it shows.
3 bullets in a wedding dress, and I know it killed me, but I love that boy to death. Felt it bad when he took those pills, saying ha ha ha, we're going straight to hell.
I got you, boo. You don't have that pagan witchy friend in your life? I am that friend now. In the event that you do not have an emotional support witch, one will be appointed for you. So, what the fuck is going on that is messing with your life that we need to get rid of?
Not all of us are the grandchildren of the witches you didn't burn. Some of us are the spirits of the witches that you did burn. And we remember.
Been there, done that. Gotta say, Hex Support supports you because that is basically an easy bake oven spell. Good job.
Pull us at penny hop. Bitch, take off your panties, huh? Glocker end up fanny hop.
Green witch tip: save your toilet paper rolls. They can be used as a great alternative to spell jars. Seal the bottom and fill with all of the ingredients that correspond with your intention. Today I am making a home protection. Once filled, fold your edges back over and complete with a sigil. Place away from pets and in an area you feel it's most needed. Witchcraft can be simple. Now you have a great way to recycle, reuse, and get creative.
Ask a witch. So, you lovely Vargitoria amethyst, you, that's me. How do you deal with strange occurrences and entities? Well, let me explain. So here I am in the witchy workshop, doing my thing and working, and then suddenly, out of the cupboard flies, and I mean flies, this basket. Out of the cupboard and onto the floor. First things first, is this a benevolent or a malevolent entity? If it's benevolent, I invite it to stay, if it means blessings for me. If it's malevolent, then we clap our hands thrice and say, away, away, away. This is my space, and if you mean me harm, you may not stay. You don't want to ignore things, but don't give it fear.
Make a mystery crystal candle with me.
Knowledge of you drove me through the mountain. Through
Ding dong.
So I really wanted an amethyst mirror, but not for $275. Clean. Clean, clean. Her edges needed some work. What you'll need is 6,000 glue, $10 on Amazon. A lot of crystals. Buy in bulk from Etsy, $40. Line them bitches up. This literally took me 4 hours but was so worth it. Crusty nails. Be careful with the glue, it's industrial strength and will F you up. Getting there. Time to add smaller light-colored crystals to the inner circle. Details. Wow. Okay, DIY queen. In love. And only cost me $55.
I got to relax in this solid quartz bathtub.
I heard a bitch has forgotten their worth this morning. Repeat after me. I am more than a mood, I am a lifestyle. I am more than a vibe, I am a frequency. I've ascended so high that meaningless shit and motherfuckers can no longer fuck with me. My visions are so in alignment with my energy that everything that I command comes to me. And I no longer seek validation from the peasantry because they are not even vibrating as high as me. And we sub. Fuck it, Your Majesty.
It's a woman's world, so to speak. Pussy, you sour. Never giving credit where it's due, cause you don't like pussy in power. Venom. Venom. My, if you ever heard what I heard in the night.
Only do this spell if you have already told someone to leave you alone, and they won't. You'll need a candle holder, smoky quartz, clear quartz, a black candle, a carving tool to carve the person's name on the candle, any type of protection oil. This one is from Ardently Root on Amazon. And Himalayan salt. Repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. You will stay away from me. 4, 5, 6. There's nothing left to fix. 7, 8, 9. Victory is mine. Then there's 10. This is the end.
Ugh, why aren't these healing crystals working? It's probably because you haven't charged them. Wait, charge them? Son, crystals by themselves are like ingredients. It's not until you do something with them that the magic happens. Healing crystals work by holding energy from one source and conducting that energy into your body. If the crystal holds no energy, then you won't experience its true power. See? So how do I charge them? Well, there's 3 main ways I charge my crystals. The first way is to simply put them out in direct sunlight or moonlight. Charge the crystals under the sun for action or passion, or under the moonlight for reflection and healing. Or if you want your crystal to be charged with the energy of the earth, then you can choose to bury it in soil. Wow. But for the best results, charge your crystal with your own energy. And how the hell can I do that? Oh, it's easy. Close your eyes with your crystal in your hand and visualize your aura entering the crystal. But if you want a supercharged crystal, use all 3 of my methods. But Dad, where did you learn? Jay Kaizen taught me. Now charge those goddamn crystals!
Protection doesn't have to be super complicated. I just have a Bath & Body Works candle here. I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna carve a rune in before I light it. That's a protection rune. Kind of looks like a chicken's foot. Then I'm going to, I'll put my candle in its little holder. Are we ready? This is just a little protection for my house now. Oh, I didn't like that one. I'll go back. There we go.
More Dollar Tree witchy finds. Crystals that can go in water. Amethyst. Rose quartz. Clear quartz. Obsidian.
Home protection tip. Get yourself some witches' bells. Witches' bells can be used to cleanse a space or hung on the door to ward against any negative energy or evil that is trying to pass through. When the door is opened, the bells will ring, bringing forth consistent protection and cleansing. Blessed be witches.
Hey girl, I heard that you were a witch. Yeah? Awesome, so am I. How long have you been practicing? 5 years? That's so cool. I've been practicing for 3 days and I already have a sour jar. I've started blood magic. I've astral projected, and I have a ton of deities. I have Aphrodite, I have Hades, Persephone, Dionysus, Psyche, Eros, Apollo, and Athena. Yeah, really cool. What do you mean all my deities are probably fake? Aphrodite called me prettier than her. Ooh, also, Hades told me that he was gonna leave Persephone for me. So it's like a forbidden romance, you know? What do you mean you can't date your deities? I can totally date my deities. I mean, he wants to date me. What do you mean I could be a demon? It's not a demon. Do I do any cleansing? Absolutely not. That's so boring and stupid and pointless. Why would I waste my time?
Hey there, what are your pronouns?
Oh, I'm cis. I don't have pronouns.
No pronouns? Damn, another victim of gender identity theft.
Here's a little witchy tip for you all that my grandma passed down to me. Plant lavender at your front and your back doors. That way you're always attracting good luck to your home. Your home will always be filled with calm and peace. You're also protecting your home from negativity. Also, lavender is a good mosquito repellent, and it smells nice too.
Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Pave the way, put your back into it. Tell us why, show us how. Look at where you came from, look at you now. Zuckerberg and Gates and Buffett. Amateurs can fucking suck it. Fuck their wives, drink their...
Quick witch tip. Do you have nightmares? Do you have some star anise? Grab. I like to do things in threes. So 3, 6, 9 star anise. Place them in a little bag and underneath your pillow. No more nightmares. Try it out.
Thank you.